Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir and I'm still traveling here. I'm still in my hotel. And one of the things that caught my eye was this. It's a first issue, so of course it caught my eye. Spider-Man and Venom Double Trouble. And I'm like, okay, that looks kind of weird. But it's still rated T for teen. So, okay, we'll see what it is. I'm older than a teen, but hey, why not? Um, and when I picked it up, I didn't really look at, I saw the cup, the signature here, but I didn't really look at the credits, right on the cover there. My fault. So when I got back here and I flipped it open, and yeah, that stared me. That was staring at me right in the eyes. Mariko Tamaki. Oh, see, I don't want to target people because, I've said this in previous videos. You know, well, with the exception of Zoe Quinn, maybe. There's no one in comics that I hate. You know, I don't know I don't know her. She could be a great person. I do know that from her She-Hulk and from her X-23 books that I've covered, her writing's bad. It's really, really bad. And her Harley Quinn book that I bought, I still haven't finished that. I've been trying to. I bought that. It came out around my birthday, so I tried to put myself through it, and I couldn't do it. I just can't get through it. But I have this already, so, and I kind of like the way they did the double trouble. Yeah, the Spider-Man typeset and the Venom type. It's kind of cute. So I figured, okay, fine. I've already paid for this. Let's check this out. I have no idea what I'm going into, and we see it's Kirihiro doing like ultimate, kind of, cartoony art, even more so than usual. And we have Spider-Man singing his own theme, I suppose, judging by the way the caption is, but it's a version, it's not the actual thing, the whole Spider-Man. I'm not going to sing it, who knows, I might get a copyright strike if I do the tune, does all the cool things a spider can, and he's just swinging around being Spider-Man. And then we have Venom in his version, he's being rude, he breaks into an ice cream truck and steals all the ice cream. Okay, so I see where we're going with this. Spider-Man hears the ringing of an alarm. Venom hears laughing. And so Spider-Man goes to foil a bank robbery. And the funny thing I will say about this is I don't know why, but, like his lines here. Okay, time to get to work and catch some criminals. Right, so we're doing the getaway van thing. Cool. I don't know why, but whenever I read this in my head, I didn't hear, oh God, who's the actor? What's the name of the Tom guy from, Homecoming and Far From Home? Yeah, that guy. I didn't hear his voice, but instead I was hearing the Spider-Man from the PlayStation 4 video game. I was hearing his voice actor for some reason. And that's something I don't normally do with comics, at least with Spider-Man. But in this one, something about it seemed to really fit him. I don't know. And Venom ends up being found by Green Goblin. And apparently Venom has been avoiding Green Goblin because he owes him. Hard to see when you're avoiding me. TikTok, time to pay up, Venom. So, don't know if he owes him actual money or what. But anyway, Venom takes down Green Goblin very easily. It's remarkably remarkably crazy how easy he takes down Green Goblin. So, okay, as you can see where we're going with all this, Spider-Man catches the bad guys, leaves them for the police. Although, Spider-Man's webbing, lasts what, an hour? That car somehow got up there, right in the middle. It's, dozens of feet up in the air being suspended. Leaves the criminals for the cops. By the time they get a cherry picker or whatever onto the bridge, those criminals, the webbing's going to melt and that car is going to fall. So, I wonder how much collateral damage Spider-Man has caused over the years. Just in that kind of thing. How many people he's hurt that he thought the police would come and he's webbed them up to a street pole and they end up falling. And anyway, that I just went off on a dark tangent. So then Spider-Man goes grocery shopping, goes back to his apartment, more of the sing-song stuff. He's cooking dinner for Venom, because he and Venom are now roommates. Okay, fine. And Venom, of course, is a bad roommate. Apparently he's trying to be a hero, and Spider-Man is so nice he's going to help him. But Venom owes rent money, and Spider-Man is kind of being wishy-washy. He's getting annoyed, but he's not really pushing for it. Until Gwen shows up, Ghost Spider. Because, well, they're neighbors. Why not? And she's upset with Venom because he keeps throwing his garbage out the window, which gets caught by the wind and lands on her plants. And then we get this thing where we see the tendrils come up, and we get one of these goofy little, puzzles as they're fighting the plants. And so that's it. Spider-Man has enough, and he is going to force Venom to pay rent, and or he's gonna kick him out. So you got Spider-Man pounding on the door. Venom, you open this door. Hey, roomie, I need to talk to you. I've been meaning to talk to you. I just want to thank you for all your support. I know it's not easy having a roommate like me. Well, it means a lot to know I have a friend like you. Thanks for being such a good buddy. And just kind of, talks his way out of it. And I'm not going to go through this because, I'm almost at the end of the book, and I've gone through this so quickly. Now, there is a reason why it's called Double Trouble. And, I'm going to spoil this. And I'll tell you why afterwards, why I'm spoiling this. Because you get to the end, and here it is. If you don't want to know what the big twist is, Venom is building a device that causes Peter and Eddie, I'm assuming this is Eddie Brock, to switch bodies. So Venom takes off in Spider-Man's body. Spider-Man, wakes up to find himself in Venom's body. I don't know how that's Double Trouble. I don't know where the title comes from. Now, as you notice, I went through this really quickly. And there's a reason why I'm giving away the spoiler, because I don't imagine that you'll be reading this. You see, I have a problem. I think Mariko Tamaki, based on her She-Hulk, based on her X-23, I don't think she's a good comic writer, at least in that style, of the more, I don't want to say adult, but aimed at a higher target. Remember, she is a young author writer. She's a YA writer. That's how she started. And this is, even though it's labeled as being rated T, this is aimed at kids. And I got fooled because sometimes Gary Haru does art for regular books that aren't aimed at kids, or at least can be enjoyed by all ages. This is definitely aimed more at kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's why I gave the ending away. But I also wanted to bring this up because this actually isn't bad. For what it is not bad. And Mariko Tamaki, I think, works better when writing with kids in mind. You read her, where she tries to write these dark and brooding women, and again, based on She-Hulk and X-23, those books were boring. The main characters were dull. It seemed like she wanted to write other characters. Patsy and Gabby, respectively, in the two books, rather than the main character. Um, kind of a little bit of this here, you kind of, she's having fun with Venom, but these two, it actually works out. You can tell that, she's putting the effort into um, Spider-Man, and yeah, Ghost Spider is the neighbor. So it's aimed at kids. And you know what? That is actually Mariko Tamaki's strong suit. As a YA writer, she's used to dealing with kids. I've never read her previous YA work, so I don't know exactly what it's like. But it's a fun read. You can see how, kids would enjoy it. It's goofy. I like a little bit of goofiness. Of course, yeah, here's, you know, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, hanging out in his apartment. Venom is his roommate. It's a sitcom. It's silly, yeah. It's silly, but it works. The funny bits actually do kind of work, and it's not overly brooding. It's not navel gazing. So yeah, I think this is what Mariko Tamaki, her level of what she excels at. And so on that merit, this is actually not bad. It's actually enjoyable. Excuse me. As you saw, I went through it pretty quickly. It's goofy. It's fun. If you have kids, this is aimed at kids or younger people. I don't know why it would be rated teen. Does Marvel have an all ages or rated G? Um, but I think saying this is rated T is aiming at too high. This is for the scholastic crowd. The elementary school kids. And on that, it's not bad. It's fun. And even my old ass, I kind of enjoyed it. It's kind of silly. Um, will I continue to pick up the book? Maybe. I'm kind of curious where she's going with all this, with the plants and with the Green Goblin. What does Venom owe the Green Goblin? Is it just money? Why does he owe him? And why does it say Venom is going good, but then has to switch bodies? There is actually a hook there, and I got to give her credit on that. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. So anyway, hopefully my trip should be ending soon. I'll be getting back, maybe catch up on some old videos. So as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Oh, and before I go, you may notice I didn't rate this video. I didn't rate this comic. I I don't think I can rate it because it's not aimed at me. This is aimed at kids, and I do not feel that it's right to, with my take, the way I rate things, if there is a methodology, for me to grade this. So that's why I just kind of gave it a thumbs up. It was actually kind of like this, almost like I'm hitchhiking, but I'll give it a thumbs up. It's enjoyable, but like I said, anyone over the age of 10 or 11 probably won't enjoy it as much as the target audience. So, yeah, I just want to let you know why I'm not rating it, but it's not bad. Anyways, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.